Hey there, this is Katsuga from One Desktop, and today I'm going to give you a tour of the new Creator Update. Creator Update is the next major update of Windows 10. It is going to bring lots of new features and customization to users. It's supposed to come in second week of April, but you can already download it if you're in Insider Ring or if you are using Upgrade Instance. Else you have to just wait for it to hit the Windows Update, which is pretty much soon. So first let's take a look at the start screen. As you can see, there are hardly any changes, but if you notice carefully, then you will see that app folders are now available in Creator Update. Previously exclusive to Windows Phone, now you can make a folder on start screen simply dragging apps. Let me show you how it's done. You first select app, you hold it and drag it, and then push it on top of another app, and now you have another app folder on your start screen. You can add multiple apps. I'm sorry. Yeah, now that's working. And you can also undo it by simply dragging other apps out of it, like I'm doing here. Oops, I pretty much spoiled my start scheme, but okay, no issues. And that's pretty much of the changes you are going to see in start screen. Apart from, as you can see, the tiles have been a bit smaller, and you have there is another app tile gap you can see here. Next is settings app. Let's take a look what's new. In anniversary update, there had been few icons over the settings. Previously also it was called Windows settings, and we had system, device, network, and internet, personalizations, accounts, time and language, ease of access, privacy, Windows security. So what's new? So basically we have got apps and a gaming section. App section has been borrowed from the system section, and gaming section is a new system for, what should I say, that Microsoft has already told us that they've been focusing creators update for the creators and the gamers alike. So they have special settings for gamers. So let's take a look at the new game world and all the new settings. So under the gaming settings, they got game bar and game DVR and game mode. Okay, so basically the what game bar does is that it brings out a overlay when you press Windows and G. With that you can take in screenshot, you can record some videos, you can what should I say, you can broadcast, you can do lots of stuffs. You can even set your custom shortcuts, as you can see in the options. Then we have game DVR. In game DVR, basically these are the settings for, what should I say, for recording your gameplay. If you want to record the game in the background, or if you want to record after you click something and where you want them to get saved. You can even choose the FPS. As you can see, there are 30 FPS and 60 FPS. There are other settings too. Then there is a game mode. What game mode basically does is that it makes your computer's resource more focused on your gaming. It is supposed to come into action when you play high-end games, especially in those games which in where you need CPU power most. For example, Battlefield 1, which is heavily CPU based game, not a GPU based. I own the game, so I know the difference between those. But in my experience, there hadn't been any improvement in game with game mode. I have played with Battlefield 1 with game mode, and still there have been many frame drops. Okay, so let's go back to system. So what's new in system? As I have said before, the app section has got a new icon and a settings pane, as you can see. So apart from, say, let's see, in display mode and display, they have the new night light mode, where you can change the, what should I say, color of the, not the color actually, the warmth of the display, which will benefit your eye, especially if you are a, what should I say, insomniac who doesn't sleep at night and watch random YouTube videos or read books. And then there are the other settings for changing resolution and, you know, usual stuffs. Then there is notification and actions. I don't find much more changes. It's pretty much whatever it was before. There are some minor changes, maybe in the icons. I can't say for sure. Let's go to the power and sleep. Sorry. No, no much change. Let's go to the storage section. um I think that's changed a bit. They've changed this. Yes, they've changed the settings. There is a new settings called storage sense, which can automatically free up your space if you need some space. And there is this tablet mode, multi-screen, which I don't find some changes. And there is this shared experience, which isn't there before, which let you, what should I say, share experiences. Maybe you are typing some message on what should I say, on your Windows 10 tab, and then you come to your Windows 10 desktop, and you can continue from there only, or open apps or something like that only. And then there's the about section. What I'm finding a change is that there is no apps for website section. Previously there was a section in the, what should I say, in the system section, which was called apps for website, which basically let you link or hook up apps with certain website, which will make the system open those links of those website into the respective apps. I think they have shifted it to another portion. Okay, let's go to our device section. Let's see if we can find any changes. Actually, I have to compare with another device, so I have never done this before, so it's a bit taking some time. I am not sure if it's recording. Yeah, it's recording actually. Okay, they have changed the, what should I say, the icons and the system. It's much more organized. Yeah, not much changes. There's a pane and Windows. Here there aren't much any changes apart from some icon changes here, but or should I say, there is a pane and Windows ink system. Sorry, settings. If you have a Surface Dial, then there will be settings for that also, but which I don't own, nor do I have any Surface device that actually support the device, so the settings are not here. Okay, let's go back to network and internet. To be honest, I'm not seeing much changes here too. I don't think there are much changes. No, I really don't see much changes apart from, no, there are any changes in the creator update. Let's go to personalization section. There are some changes actually. Okay, in the background section, previously it was okay, it was like the before only. You can choose the album for your slideshow. Well, it was there before also. You can change the picture, you can shuffle, you can choose. Well, this is a common thing. In the color section, there are few new settings. For example, automatically pick an accent color from my background. I think it was, it was there from before also. There is a section for recent color, and you can also pick custom colors. You can do lots of stuff actually. It's good actually. I never thought they will add this on. Okay, there are also settings for transparency effect. I think it, yes, stops the transparency of task bar and what should I say, the start scheme. Um, okay, there are much I can't see. Let's go to lock screen. It's pretty much same actually. Now the biggest change is the, in the themes. You can now play the themes. Well, those are not the themes you have been using in Windows XP or Windows 7, and unofficially in other version of Windows where they literally changes everything from the position of taskbar to icons. Here it's mostly basically changes the background. As you can see, slideshow 10 images. They changes the accent color. They can change the default sound, and also they can change the cursor. Okay, you can also download more themes if you go to store. There are actually hundreds of themes currently, which are basically wallpaper pack, and all of them are from Microsoft only. You have to just, okay, let's find out cat one. I don't like cats, but no problem. You can just use them. There are no issues. All are from Microsoft. You can just change that and do all kind of shits. Okay, let's go back to, okay, why it's orange in color. I think it's a bug. I have to change the color. Yes, I have to change. Yeah, I've changed the color. In the start section, there are more changes. In the taskbar also, there are many changes. Then we have the app section, which is basically brought from the, what should I say, from the system settings. I am happy actually they did it because the system settings was getting messy, and now, well, it has all the features it had from before. The default apps, the apps and features, offline maps, and also that apps of website, that which was talking about before, as you can see, where you can hook up apps with links for websites. I don't think there are any changes in the account section. There are hardly any changes as far as I can see. Okay, there are many changes. Same goes for time and languages and speech. Maybe in speech, I think there are some changes in speech. Let me check. No, it's all the same. Okay, we have gone through gaming, ease of access now. Yeah, it's pretty much the same it was before also. Let's come to privacy, the most important point of Windows 10, where Microsoft has been emphasizing a bit more than usual, and other people are like, no, let's don't use Windows 10 because it's a spyware. I mean, come on, man, if you are on the internet, then you are not safe. Security is an illusion. So let's take a look on the privacy. Yes, as I've said before, there are some changes in the, what should I say, they have shifted some settings, but overall it's pretty much what it was. I don't think I can find something. There is a for system called App Diagnostic. I think it is for it's a new API for Creator Update SDK, where an app can access diagnostic information, which will be very much beneficial if, what should I say, if there is an antivirus or some kind of disk checking app or something like that. I don't find any other changes from now. And in update security, there are much changes apart from that. Windows update has a nicely newly done icon, which is actually looks good, and every time there is an update, the notification pane will show this icon. It's good actually. Then there are some changes in the advanced options. Uh, as you can see, um, Microsoft has been is giving you more control over your updates, which is actually good because users have been crying out for this for some time now. And in Windows Defender, there is a major change. They have shifted from the old classic app to a new app for Windows Defender Security Center. As you can see, it has a home, has a threat protection, device performance and health, firewall, and network protection as browser control family options. All the things. It's pretty much cool actually. You can even set smart skin for Windows 10 apps. It's nice. There are also block one of option, and trust me, it the Windows Defender works pretty good. I mean, it's been about 2 years I don't use any antivirus. I always use Windows Defender with Malwarebyte running sometimes, maybe once in a week, to find out if it has left out any kind of malware. It's pretty good actually. So what else do we have here? Let me see. um, there is a troubleshoot section which wasn't there before, if I'm not wrong. It helps you fixing some issues which is common usually. That's good. And no, it's pretty much, yeah, it's okay. And that's all. We have the changes we can see in the new settings app. um we'll have many more, what should I say, we have more things to cover now, and send it here, man.